and welcome to Making Towns episode 2. I'm your host Bobby Davies. We are going to be talking about life on the road in British wrestling. My guest today is the unbreakable Mark Trew, along with his tag team partner Kieron Lacey, have been dominating the tag team wrestling scene up and down the country, and as revealed in this episode, are going to be making their way to Japan very soon. But before that, Mark's going to have a little conversation with me as we head to FPW. Mark Trew, where are we off to?
Hello, Bobby. We're off to FPW on a Sunday evening, and he's in morning.
Rainy fucking
rainy Sunday morning. Oh, do you know what? It fits a wrestling day, to be completely honest, especially at this time, and with people driving like absolute idiots. It's a Sunday. How you been, Bobby? You been okay?
I'm good, brother. You can put your heated seat on if you want.
Oh, there's a heated seat.
If you're chilly.
Oh,
right there, man.
Carpool karaoke. There we go. What we singing first?
We ain't singing nothing.
Am I helping you to work today?
Well, we're going to talk about being a wrestler, life on the road, driving around a lot.
Yes, a lot.
Yes, a lot, man. You guys travel so much, and I've recently kind of started traveling nearly as much as you lot, and I thought this was a good opportunity to talk to people about that kind of aspect that no one really talks about is the getting around. So you don't drive, do you?
No, I do not. Luckily I've got a tag team partner that drives me about, and a dad that's very supportive of pro wrestling.
Kieron's not long past though, has he?
No, it's been like a year. I think like 2 years now.
Has it really?
Roughly, I think roughly 2 years.
Yeah, because before that, obviously, you were relying on your dad more.
Yes, me and my dad. I used to always travel up with my dad because Dad's always been supportive of his kids, especially when they've been doing something active. Because he was a very active young man, and he's just very much a active person. So he likes the active side. So he'd always support us, especially with karate, then with wrestling, and then clubbing with running. It's all good.
Yeah, big up Ian Trew, like at all the Raffle shows, comes down to purpose a lot. I've seen him at Rev Pro.
Yes.
Man, your dad's the one.
You know? Yeah, he's the one. He weren't like he was not interested in wrestling previously, but I felt like he's found respect for it since watching me do it for 8 years now.
Yeah. Well, you've all got martial arts background, right?
Yes, we both do. I trained under a guy called Danny. I can't remember. Danny Briggs, that's it. And he was a Mar Sensei, and I did that for like 8 years prior, on and off, because I was a teenager and a young teenager too, and just didn't want to. It's too samey for me. Wrestling, I get to travel with different people and wrestle with different people, learn off different people. When it was just one person, and then you get too close to the sensei, and then start teaching the other people, it's not as fun as trying to progress yourself.
So yeah, you say you travel around with your dad a lot. With Kieron, do you do any traveling with anyone else? Any other car hopping? Do you get the train at all?
Not anymore. Prior to, like, when there's shows that my dad can't take me if they're a bit too far, having multiple siblings, you travel up with Ollie, and Ollie would have other people in the car. Or I've done random travels with random people, but they're very sporadic and like random. They're never.
Me and you actually once did a journey out to Cardiff. I was with you and Ollie in the van.
Oh yes, I forgot about that.
To Billy Hayes'
Creation.
Yeah,
that's sadly not working anymore.
So it doesn't sound like you're going to be able to answer this about slagging off someone close to you. But who's you drive with, and who's not the best to go with?
Who's not the best to go with? Oh, Callum Beck.
Callum Beck, why Callum?
He can't. He can't drive. He can drive,
Callum,
but he's just too hyperactive, and he takes his eyes off the road quite a lot.
I love Callum, but yeah, I can see that.
Yes.
What's Kieron like as a driver?
Really good driver, actually. He's very much. He concentrates on the road, but he's able to he likes being talked to, and it helps him like relax a little bit and take the edge off. Especially when you're travelling with people, like we've had people join us in our car journeys, like Shah Samuels and Connor Mills, and
big personalities, CPF, loud voices.
Yeah, CPF. So we've had some like people in the car with us, and it's just, I feel like with any driver, it's just nice to talk to when you've got a long journey to help you decide, not just getting monotonous driving about the road, you know.
Oh man,
thinking about the road.
Well, yeah, saying that, I've been doing
I commentate at FPW. I've been doing it for a year, and you're the first time I've ever actually driven down with anyone.
Really?
On my own, hour and a half each way.
Oh, an hour and a half every time. That's mental.
Who's good to drive with, apart from Kieron, obviously?
Who's good to drive with? Ollie's very entertaining to drive with. Oliver Peace.
I can vouch for that. Yeah.
That is it's very entertaining. But
Ollie goes off on a tangent or two, doesn't he?
Yeah, the random things that we talk about. Shah's also very entertaining and very knowledgeable to drive with, because you might come into a topic, and since we barely drive with him, it's just like nice to catch up and get to know people on a more friendship level instead of just we're work colleagues level.
You must get to learn wrestling stuff from them as well. If you talk about matches and
kind of, I feel like we get to see the bits that we haven't. Because Shah being Shah and a very accomplished being a former WWE star, but a staple in the UK, I believe. He's been doing it for quite some time.
Yeah, man, he's got that star power.
Yes, it's just like you get to pick knowledge of how the scene used to be and what it was to how it's evolved and changed. And coming from Shah, he's changed with the times, so you get to learn a lot.
Some changes for the better, some maybe not.
There's a lot of changes. Yeah, like you said, a lot to be completely honest, technically a lot of it is for the better, but then there is some bits that's for the worse.
Yeah. Another thing about travelling with Peace so much is I think Ollie's massively underrated as a veteran around, seeing what he's done for a lot of, especially you and Kieron and now Key and Cameron. And
yes, he's done a lot for people. He's a very good. But I feel like WrestleForce is kind of underrated in the fact of not only can you get great quality matches out of there, and you can just have the matches that everybody want, all the wrestling fans want to see, but they're the best place to learn, the best place to get reps from. Especially for me and Kieron, because we had the Michael Okus, the Millses, the David Franciscos at the time, and look at them all coaching the London School of Wrestling now, and we got that prior. We've had great stars come through, like Shah Samuels. He's come down and helped and watched matches and give them feedback. We've had other great wrestlers. We've had former WWE wrestlers wrestle for WrestleForce.
Well, not just those guys, but then also being in the ring with Ollie himself. I mean, Ollie is underrated as anything.
He's Oliver Peace. I'm joking. I'm more of a rap master kind of. No, an El Gregso kind of guy. Get me some El Gregso and I'll be on it. No, Oliver Peace is very underrated. Yes. Oliver Peace is underrated.
Throwing that gauntlet down as well. There's some really great family-friendly and touring promotions like your UKPWs, but I really think no one does as much for the up-and-comers as WrestleForce does.
I agree. WrestleForce is very good at giving opportunities, and I feel like UKPW's got a very they're very much open for you to develop and learn very quickly. But I feel like all of WrestleForce is here's your opportunity. If you don't do well, you sink, or you're not you're not ready to then do a bunch of tours. Oliver Peace is very forgiving and give you opportunities and stuff, and especially when you're new. But I feel like if you've got to get in there and do well, because we're wrestling in front of family and audiences, and they're very critical. And if they don't like you and think your match was rubbish and not want to come back, you've just lost tickets for the promotion. So.
But what's great about Ollie is he enables everyone to build their character, build their base in wrestling. And like you said, you and Kieron have probably got more reps than, say, someone like a Danny Black, who's an amazing wrestler, who's been doing the rounds. He's on Progress, he's on Rev Pro, and you guys are now as well, but he was there before you guys. And I reckon you've probably got way more matches under your belt because of WrestleForce.
Yeah, I feel it's not even just WrestleForce. I feel like especially recently, me and Kieron have been doing a lot of Rumble wrestling. One half of the British Tag Team Champions, first ones. But Rumble Wrestling's another place that's really good for reps, because it's just get in, do your match, get out, and see you tomorrow type.
You guys are quite often filling up your weekends now, aren't you?
Yes. Well, I can't tell you a weekend this year that I've been free or had something on.
It's really great to see, like, obviously your Connor Millses, your Michael Oakley's, as you mentioned, they're going to have their weekends ramped up all year round. But to see you guys who have only stepped foot into the two bigger promotions in the country this year also have that kind of schedule is great. I know Nino and Xander are like pushing that level as well.
Through. Yeah. They've just broke through. They're on Rev Pro now. In fact, see us later on this Sunday. We're running off to Rev Pro and wrestling them in a triple.
Oh yeah, you guys and Will Caven, right? And
yes.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Will be good. It'll be the best match there. Actually, I don't know. It's Rev Pro. I don't know anymore.
Back to a bit more travelling. Like, who's got the shittest taste in music? Who you been in a car with?
Shittest
Got,
taste
fuck's
in
sake.
music. I don't know. You know, I very much. When I'm in driving with Kieron, I've got the radio. I've got the music, but I try and diversify it. Kieron's very like, I don't want to listen to this. Turn the radio off until he gets something he wants. But he don't want bad music, so I can't say he wants bad music. And I'd rather the driver be satisfied with the music over what I do. So,
but then what if the driver likes shit music? Come on.
Yeah, he's the driver that likes shit music.
What's your dad's taste? Go on.
My dad's got awesome taste in music.
Yeah. Well, then we'll get good
Oliver
taste.
Peace or Callum Beck, one of the two.
What's Callum? I've got a feeling it's going to be like deranged.
No, he's more into like indie music, like stuff that's barely.
Stuff from the mid 2000s that he doesn't listen to, he don't watch anymore.
No, like, nobody listens to, or like random artists, or it's like very. I don't know. I guess it's just not my taste. I'd say it's the shittest taste. But then Oliver Peace finds the most random songs that shouldn't exist or exists somehow, and he watches them.
I've gotten to know Ollie over the last couple of years, and yeah, I can't imagine anything mainstream or even anything cool.
What do you think is cool? What do you think is cool?
Oh man, what about good taste? He said your dad. What's your dad's?
No, he just like my dad's very. You wouldn't expect it, but he's very like versatile with his music. He's like he likes stuff from like when he was growing up, obviously. But then it's like a bit of Johnny Cash or something like that, or
I love a bit of Johnny Cash.
Yeah, Johnny Cash, a bit of what's their name? Billy Joel, stuff like that, random stuff like that. But then he'll put a bit of Meatloaf on. He'll put a bit of metal on sometimes because I've shown him a few songs that he's liked and he's just added it to his list. He'll put a bit of Cher on, put a bit of Backstreet Boys, a bit of everything. Like my dad's just into everything. He's very versatile.
What's your taste, Mark? You say metal. You said you showed your dad some metal, and you and Kieron come out to metal music most of the time. Actually,
yes, we've recently adapted and put in trying to get one song everywhere. But I like a bit of metal. I like a bit of rock.
Who's your big bands?
I don't really have a band currently. Since I found the genre myself. Really, I didn't grow up listening to any of it.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of rock here every now and then, like You Give Love a Bad Name.
A bit of Bon Jovi.
A bit of what's their name? Stuff like that. So I got introduced slightly with it, a bit of rock and stuff, and I just over time learned and through wrestling found metal and stuff. So I've kind of like I found like I Prevail's a bit of pop punk type stuff, but they've got some scream in it. And then I'll just put a random metal song on and just let Spotify roll through metal songs.
Oh, nice.
And I just let it go and learn it and find new artists and bands that way.
I like a bit of metal. I'm more of a pop punk guy.
Yeah, I love a bit of pop punk.
Day to Remember, you're perfect for me. Like, you're perfect crossover metal pop punk band.
Yeah. I'm a very big fan of.
Nice.
You heard of Bod Wrestling?
Yes. Don't they do? Is it them who do Osprey's thing? No.
I don't think they did do it.
No, that's I Live, I Breathe. Sorry.
Yeah.
I something. Yeah.
Rebellion uses I Prevail. Yeah. Their song's called Rise. They use. Me and Kieron used Scars for a little bit before COVID, or just after COVID, one of the two.
So when you're on the road, you're stopping in a services, or if you're travelling up, where's your preferred place to get food? What's your...
in the services. We've just pulled up to a services. I've been sitting there for 2 hours I'm starving. Well, if they've got chopsticks, I'm going chopsticks.
Oh, good choice.
If they've got chopsticks, I'm going chopsticks. But if they ain't, it's most probably a KFC or McDonald's. Safer options. Because I've been to chopsticks that have not been out of services, and their usual rule at chopsticks, you can't double up on a serving.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, because I've been to the chopsticks in Romford, because that's where I'm based. You can't double up on a topping, so you can't get double caramel drizzled chicken. You have to get more than one option.
That sucks.
Yeah, it does.
They're just taking your money.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You have to pick an option. You have to choose two. Why can't I just be to my one thing that I like, please?
To be fair, man, I'm not loaded on protein, so I've never tried. But
yeah. What is your option? What do you pick at services?
Oh man, so I'm vegetarian. And the options used to be real shit now.
Yeah.
But like Burger King, they do their vegan or vegetarian Whopper is amazing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they also do chili cheese balls, which are also
I'm never going back to Burger King. I got
what?
ripped off at services once.
Was
not happy. So, Cameron Kai was in the car with us once. We drove him home. I can't remember where it was from, but we drove Cameron Kai home. I saw he got this nice like double bacon cheeseburger or whatever it was at Burger King. I saw him pick it. So, and what he picked on the machine, I was like, do you know what? I'm going to pick the exact same. I pick it, and I've got a little McFlurry type thing from there. I don't know what they call it. So first of all, I'm waiting like longer than everybody, even though I ordered it just after Cameron Kai. I see him eating his burger, and it's big. I feel like my burger is the tiniest burger ever. Tiniest tiniest Burger King double cheese bacon burger. I was fuming. And then Chloe offers me one of her mozzarella sticks. I pick it up and it's just crust.
Oh, mate.
I just get the crust, no mozzarella at all. And ever since then, I'm not going Burger King. Stop Burger King.
Oh man, I was like
McDonald's is better. Ronald McDonald kick your ass.
I had a Burger King yesterday. Yeah. Travelled 4 hours back from North Wales to make that Raffle show we were at yesterday.
Yes. Yeah. North Wales? Why are you in North Wales?
Family there, man.
Oh.
But his surname's Davies.
Welsh
is
right.
Anything, isn't it?
You're right.
Yeah.
The furthest you've gone for a show and closest venue to home. A 5-minute walk from my house. 5-10 minute walk from my house.
Was that yesterday?
No. I can walk there, but that's more like a 20-30 minute walk. But we've got one. We did a Draper's Academy, which is a school around the corner from my house, which is like a 5-10 minute walk.
Oh, that's nice.
And then we've got a venue that's just past the shops, like shops near my house. Well, I'm just saying all the places near my house. I shouldn't be saying
I'll
this.
bleep that if you want.
Yeah, so there's shops around my house.
Jaden had the same thing, man. He had a shop. He had a venue like 5 minutes from his front door.
Yeah.
That's cool. And it was his old school as well.
Yeah.
Schools. Said to him about Levi Muir, so we're going to Carl Shorten now.
Yeah.
And that's where Levi Muir went to school, isn't it? So he gets like a big baby face pop.
Yeah, lucky him.
Can't get it anywhere else because he's such a loud bastard.
Yeah, well, North Romford's usually my hometown venue. That's how we built it. And I don't know how, but every time I've been at that venue recently, I've been a good guy. Like the last time I was there, I was a good guy. But then I guess the crowd must just been properly following WrestleForce nowadays because they all hated me.
Maybe some of them watch Rev Pro as well, man.
They all hated me. Yeah, they all hated me for some reason.
Maybe they saw you turn on Sunshine Machine on purpose.
Good. The Sunshine Machine deserved it. Speaking of purpose, Bobby Davies, what's going on? What's going on? Why is there no tag team titles, Bobby Davies?
They're coming, man. They're coming. Just belts are expensive, and we don't want to cheap out on them.
I know. I respect that. But also, we're running the division. We're the top of the division. The Sunshine Machine we've beaten them twice now. It doesn't matter, and we ain't got nothing to show for it. We've got nothing to show for it.
They're coming, and you ain't getting them straight away either.
What do you mean we're not getting them straight away?
There'll be a tournament, brother.
What? Who else are there? Tell me another tag team that we haven't beaten at purpose.
That you haven't beaten. I mean, that's true.
Exactly.
It took you a while. You didn't. I don't think you won for 18 months.
Bring the Nick back, and we'll beat them again.
You hit them with their own move, right?
Yes, it's our move now.
What's the? We'll go on to you guys stealing the NIC's move, but let's do one more thing. What's the furthest you travelled for? Let's start with just in the UK.
I've been out of the UK, my friend.
Let's start with we'll do UK first, then we'll see where you've been after. Like, what's the furthest day travel in the UK?
The furthest I've travelled to the UK, I would say, is what's it called? Scotland, I believe. I think that's further than Wales, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Well,
yeah,
from where
I've
we
been
are,
to
it
Scotland.
is. From Essex, it is.
Yeah, I've been to Scotland from that's the first time I've been on a plane.
I see you flew up there.
Yeah, it's cheaper.
It is, yeah. I've flown to Edinburgh before.
Yeah, exactly. That's where we were. We were in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
It was cheaper for us. We're all about saving money for the promoters. We don't want to
paying those extras, isn't it?
Yeah, but wrestling's expensive as it is for promoters and for wrestlers. So.
I'll say this: the train takes longer, but it is nicer and more expensive.
Yes, but the plane weren't even too bad for us.
It's kind of like straight. It almost gets to the top, then it comes straight back down. Like when I flew, we're at cruising altitude. They were at cruising altitude for about 4 minutes before they started coming back down.
Yeah. We're barely in the air. Yeah. I nodded off. We were sitting in the plane longer than we were in the air of the plane.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was because I'm not. It was such a mind. It was a mind fuck. Sorry.
No, you can swear.
Awesome. It's such a mind fuck because I fell asleep. And I woke up and I see Kieron just moving in his chair. I was like, oh yeah, we're about to get off the plane. He's like, Mark, we ain't even took off yet. I was like,
Oh, they got you.
I was so sad. So sad.
So where was you going to say you've travelled outside the UK for wrestling?
I haven't travelled outside the UK, never.
But you're going to, right?
Yes.
Has that been announced?
In May.
Has it been announced?
In May for Germany, we're going.
Germany?
We're going Germany.
Yeah, well, WXW, is that?
No, it's just called the German Wrestling Promotion. It's just GWP.
Oh, nice.
CPF.
Oh, that'll be fun.
CPF.
You guys,
CPF have been there before. We're making our debut. CPF have wrestled there before.
Have you wrestled CPF before? You must have done.
Yeah, we've wrestled CPF a few times now. Rumble Wrestling is where we've wrestled them, and recently Ignite Wrestling we've wrestled.
Banger.
It was fun. We won. I had to defend my HTTB belt there in a tag team match.
Nice. And then you're also going somewhere else, aren't you?
Yes, we are.
If you're announcing that, I don't know.
We're not announcing
this isn't going out till January.
Oh, then it should be out, yes.
Well, if it's not, I'll cut it.
Yes, okay, awesome. Sweet. I didn't know if we're... Yes, we got Pro Wrestling Noah in February.
That's cool. How did that come around? Did they reach out to you?
Yes, they reached back out to us after us doing the tour for them. While we went to Edinburgh. We did a 3-day tour for them, and they did a 3-day tour in the UK for under the Progress banner.
Obviously impressed with what you guys bought.
Pardon?
Obviously impressed with what you bought.
Well, we got tanned. We rocked up very suited and booted the first day. Got our names, said hello to everybody, introduced ourselves.
That's
and then we
in Japan, isn't it?
Yes, and then we carried ourselves rather decently. I consider myself not the.
That makes a change, doesn't it?
Yeah, I wasn't wearing a tracksuit bottom. It's like what? Yeah, I'm wearing a tracksuit. I did have a beanie on. You can't take the beanie off me.
That is the Mark Trew way.
Yes, you can't take the beanie off me.
I did see yesterday in Romford when Isaac threw your beanie in the crowd. There was a girl in the front row wearing it the whole show after the.
Yes, and I'm happy that somebody went and took it off her. It's my beanie. You're not having it.
I think
they cost money.
Ashmore lost his beanie at the Seven Oak show.
Yes, and some kid ripped it, right?
I don't know. I spoke to him, but he said he didn't get it back.
He didn't get it back. That's fair enough. Don't trust kids no more. They're crazy.
Yeah, man.
Look forward to it, mate. Look forward to it. Your kid is the cutest kid.
Oh, thanks, bro.
Your kid is the cutest child.
Yeah, man. 7 months old, man. I'm not sleeping great, but you know.
No, I get you. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. Have you announced that publicly? Are you going to be a dad?
Yes, I have announced it publicly. I posted because I'm not a secretive person at all. I don't like secrets. Secrets are not good for the brain. All it does is cause arguments and thingy. I understand it builds hype, especially because since this is coming out in January, we ain't told the soul. We've only told the promoters about Noah.
Oh yeah.
Just because storylines and places are getting booked and all. But we've only told promoters.
That's cool. We didn't. David's wedding, David Francisco, his wedding. You come and join the dad table.
Yes, I was. There was a dad table, and I loved it.
Was me, you,
JJ Linson, Rex Armstrong.
Rexy Armstrong, yeah. So, yeah, we'll talk about you, say, stealing your moves from the NRC. Let's talk about you and Kieron first as a tag team. How'd that come around?
It came around via Wrestle Force Training Academy. I was there like a whole year prior to Kieron Lacey joining, I believe it was. I started training a whole year prior to before Kieron. And then Kieron came about and with his mate Reese Paul. And he progressed a bit faster than Kieron, because Kieron, I don't. Maybe you have him on and you could go deeper into it, but he's got dyspraxia.
Oh yeah. Oh, cause I didn't know that. And considering he's got dyspraxia, he's already an excellent wrestler.
Yes.
So the fact that he's overcome dyspraxia to do that is.
Yes. So he had that condition, which for the viewers that might not know, is it messes up with coordination and balance and stuff. He couldn't do a proper squat for ages.
About 8 or 9 years ago, it might be longer actually, about 10 years ago, there was a thing in the House of Commons whether people with dyspraxia were even going to be allowed to drive.
Oh.
And if they were, would they have to be automatic?
Yeah.
I don't think he did. I think they got thinking like as long as they can pass the test, it's fine. But yeah.
Oh, that's mental.
Yeah.
That's not enabling at all.
No.
Yeah.
No,
So
that's amazing.
yeah. So back then, Kieron was finding smaller things harder as he was training to become a pro wrestler. So Reese flew a bit further and was getting onto shows before Kieron. And I don't know, I've always had a soft spot because I saw the potential in Kieron. This might be sounding a bit thingy, but I saw Kieron's potential and his work ethic, because he was coming to shows even when his mate that he started training with was getting booked before him. He still, like, that didn't dishearten him at all. In fact, I think it motivated him a bit more. And he started, like, he was coming training every week. He was coming and then crewing shows every show. And so I just lobbed the idea to Ollie, make me and Kieron a tag team. Reese is doing single stuff, it's cool, he can get out there himself, but me and Kieron can tag, because I wanted to get him on shows so we can grow together, or he can grow more and have someone there. But then we'll tag him, we'll get in there in tags, we're working hard with tags, and then COVID hit.
Oh man.
And then Kieron was we were both there, we were both good, we were getting good. We started developing a proper tag team moveset. The moves that we don't use anymore.
So Kieron moved into your family home, didn't he?
He didn't mean to.
He just got stuck there in COVID.
Yeah, COVID got him stuck there. And
that ended up being a coup though, right? Because your dad set you up some training mats and...
I got training mats.
Wow.
I got training mats and a meeting kit. Like, everybody in COVID was stuck, not being able to train, all stuck in their houses. I don't know anybody else that was a tag team that was stuck together.
But yeah, you were living with your tag team partner. So
Yeah. You were just training every day, especially because COVID was we got caught in like one of the best summers, I think, of COVID during COVID. It was real warm.
Oh yeah,
real
all the way from like literally April through till September was beautiful.
It was beautiful weather, like some of the best weather I think the UK's had in a while. And it was just very nice. We got to tech, and beforehand, me and Kieron were like really close friends, really good friends, or like friends. But I feel like we've built a brother bond now.
You can see that when you two talk to each other as well.
Yeah, I feel like even if we get annoyed at each other, it would be like, it's just brotherly love now. It's not.
Yeah, you're beyond the point where, like, if you have an argument, you'd fall out.
Yeah, there's
like friends could do that, but you are like brothers. Or brothers-in-law, if you will.
No, I don't even consider it brothers-in-law, to be completely honest. I think it's just brother love now. Like,
it's good though, man. That's kind of to see where it came from, see that he came in with someone else, and now... Speaking of the other guy, like where's he gone?
He don't wrestle no more. I think he fell out of love with it.
That's
he had his own demons, right, and his own life, so to speak. And he loved wrestling, but I think he slowly fell out of it. And he was busy with college at the time and stuff. And then as soon as he got to the weekend, he was wrestling. And then I think he picked up work as well. So then he was a very family orientated person.
Okay.
So even like getting like not seeing his family much at all was like getting to him a little bit. And then he got hurt in a match, I think against me and Jordan, because he tagged with Kieron for like that match.
Oh yeah.
Me and Jordan, we tried to move and he like had a little bit of whiplash and stuff. It was a power bomb onto like a code breaker.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a nice move. But yeah,
it is a nice move, but Jordan was a bit too low. Instead of supporting the head.
Jordan Saeed, is that?
Yes.
Yeah, he's always low, that boy.
Yeah.
It's nice to see. Like, obviously, you say Kieron struggled to start, but having been around WrestleForce a bit more the last few months myself, watching how some, not just the younger guys, but people who have been in there almost as long as you, or even longer in some cases, have come to Kieron, especially when it comes to tag team wrestling, and asking his opinion on stuff, and Kieron giving very like constructive feedback, and watching them listen to him, and then to say like he came from someone who he struggled. That's a really good development.
Yes,
that's cool.
It's really cool. Just looking at, to be completely honest, Kieron's a great guy to get on this podcast. It's going to be hard because he drives to all the shows. But
there's a couple of people who drive that I'm going to have to like, let me drive you. I'll drive you home as well.
Yes, he's someone to get great on here because I feel like his story's like underrated. No one's really seen it.
Yeah.
If you saw a picture of Kieron who started wrestling to Kieron Lacey now, it's a completely different person, mentally and physically. Kieron's growth as a person through wrestling, and not even just through wrestling, like outside of the wrestling scene as well. He's just grew as a person, and he's like, I don't know, it's very heartwarming to see. And since I've had first row seats of seeing it, and I've just like kind of seen it as, oh, Kieron's being Kieron, he's growing and he's getting better.
Yeah.
I take a step back sometimes, and I'm like, I'm really lucky to experience my tag team partner grow as a person, and
that is cool, man.
Get to call him a brother, so to speak. And the fact that he is with my sister as well is cool. And I feel like wrestling, at first I was just like on me, but now I've got a tag team partner and a brother that we can grow with, and you don't really see that in the UK scene at all, or in wrestling at all.
No, yeah, it's almost like you have to compare that. You have to compare it to, say, the Bryants, who are actually brothers.
Yes, the Bryants, they're genuine brothers, and they've kind of come up together. Not kind of, they have come up together. Well, Nino, especially since he's the oldest brother, he got the opportunities before they did. Yeah, because being the oldest brother and wrestling, there's a limit to training start and stuff.
I think you were on the show. You did Battle Pro, didn't you, pre-COVID?
I did Battle Pro.
So I was at one of the family-friendly shows, and Leland, who was about 11 at the time, gave, with the assistance of both his brothers, gave Michael Oku a Canadian destroyer. Yes, so that was beautiful.
Yes, and seeing Leland grow as well is mental. He's crazy. I remember seeing him, little baby Leland, not baby, but little Leland. I think he's only, you say pre-COVID.
16 now, man.
Yeah, you say pre-COVID, he was like 12.
Yeah, 11, I think.
11, 12, one of the two.
I was going to say, Kieron's journey is a lot like David Francisco's. So David has always said he never found wrestling natural. Yeah. And he really struggled at first, and now look at him, he's like the kind of, it's hard to say the head coach at the Rev Pro School, but he operates most of the behind the scenes of the Rev Pro School for the London one. And, Michael Oku says David Francisco is the best trainer of beginners in this country because he didn't find it natural. So anyone who doesn't find it natural, David will be able to spot where they're struggling with. Yeah. Whereas Mike says himself, I'll be like, I can't understand why you're not getting it, because he found it natural. Yeah. You are like Michael and like Connor Mills. You were a bit more natural with it. You already had a base in martial arts, and
I watched it. I wrestled. It's gonna sound silly, but growing up, I wrestled because I have older brothers, but they weren't into wrestling. Yeah. So you'd see me in the back garden with like a mat or two, just wrestling my teddies.
Oh, I did the same thing.
Yeah, just beating up my teddy bears, and to be completely fair, my teddy bears beating me up. I never won.
You always put your brother over, yeah?
Yeah, I know.
Make him look good.
I was telling, mate, there's these storylines that I wish happened now, but my Spider-Man teddy bear did already. Even that, it sounds silly, but I was bumping then. So I already knew how to bump. I was learning feeding and stuff naturally because I was watching a bunch and watching greats like Eddie Guerrero and stuff growing up.
Who was he your favourite, Eddie?
Yeah, Eddie Guerrero is my favourite of all time. And Brock Lesnar's up there too.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
I think if I was to learn from watching anyone when I was a kid, the thing that I used to pick up was, and a lot of people never rated him, and I think you have to be an adult to understand it, but I got him quite young, was Christian.
Oh, no, Christian's great.
Christian's my boy, man.
Christian's great.
That guy. Now I love him more than ever, but even then, as a kid, he was one of my favourites.
I like the. I could say you. I guess everybody did like him, but I think I liked him, and like I've kind of not taken anything, but just watching him feed, I've just grown more of an appreciation. I loved him because Eddie was just unique, and like even though he was a good guy, he would cheat.
I've definitely seen you do some of the Eddie Guerrero spots.
Yes,
the cheat to win spots. Yeah.
Yes, and Eddie was just unique, completely. Like the way he fed, and everybody talked about how great of a guy he was, even though he was battling his own demons and stuff. And how we could just like be sitting backstage, hear his music, and just go out, and he's this charismatic, beautiful man.
Yeah, Eddie is the one. Man.
Yes,
like, it's such a shame.
And the thing is, Brock Lesnar's the man too.
Oh yeah,
and seeing his
for completely different reasons.
No, but he could sell his arse off. Like for big people or for little people, he didn't care. He would sell for you.
What I love about Brock is he'll play this monster 90% of the time, but then when he wants to give you it, like with the Daniel Bryan match, the AJ Styles match, these guys are half his size, and yet what he did, because he respected them and what they did, he bumped around like a fucking fool for when they started their momentum.
Yeah,
and this is post leaving and coming back Brock.
Yeah,
like who bumped even less than 2004 Brock, you know.
And 2004 Brock was bumping around like a madman.
I mean, the way he bumped for Taker. Constantly.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Not even just Taker. The way he bumped around for Eddie in their undisputed title match at I think it's No Way Out. I believe it was.
Yeah, and then
he bumped around for it. But Eddie Guerrero's got the nicest back suplexes and the coolest hope spots. They were so awesome.
Do you think you take a lot from him in your matches?
I try to. I wish I could I don't know. I've got a struggle. I think since training under Oliver Peace and learning that style show of matches, I find it hard to plan more India style matches because my limit is maybe a near fall. But now in the indie scenes, if you don't get 5, it's kind of crazy.
I would never have guessed that here because I think since you've wrestled with Purpose, you do full on indie style tag matches with us and always have.
No, but they plan it.
Fair. Because I remember I think your first match with us was against the EC Sovereigns. We're talking Purpose's second show.
No, I think we're on your first show.
I know because RJ wrestled Rex in the opener in our very first show.
Oh no, you're right. We were second show then. Yeah, we're definitely second show.
Yeah, you were the September show, September 2021 show.
Yes.
And even that, and RJ, all respect to RJ Singh, he's terrible, but I love RJ and he's one of the best in the country. And I don't think he's appreciated enough, but he can come in and do a family-friendly show. He can come in and do a family show, and then the next day he'll go and do an indie and give you that match as well.
Yes, RJ's very versatile. RJ's good. I don't think he's a good guy too. I love RJ Singh.
Having RJ Singh in a locker room.
And he puts us over a lot, so
having RJ Singh in a locker room can only be a good thing.
Yeah, he's funny, he's cool.
Yeah,
he's a dad.
Yeah, another dad. Watching all the young guys go and talk to him and stuff, and he's so willing.
Yeah. If
he's had time to watch your match, he'll give you feedback.
Can we start, Bobby? Can me and you start a promotion called Bod Wrestling?
You ain't got a dad bod, mate.
No, but it's just cool, isn't it? It's just everybody that wrestles on the show is a dad.
We could do
and then we'll bring one guy who's the devastated heel because he's not a dad.
Oh yeah, that guy. That'll be
that one guy. It's like, come on, have a kid. Amira wants it.
Yeah.
Amira wants it.
Amira will be there as well, saying, "Boo, you're not a dad."
Boo, you're not a dad. We're not married, Michael.
That feels like a once yearly special, a Christmas special.
A Christmas special is Bod Wrestling.
So you said about you and Kieron kind of not thrown together. It was your suggestion, sorry, but it was at WrestleForce. How did it come around that you basically stole the NIC's moves?
So we our NRC was retired. Had the plan to leave wrestling for at the end of the year. I can't remember what year.
2022, I think.
Yeah, 2022. They were planning to leave by the end of the year, but then they decided to leave earlier. But we pitched the idea to them that it would be cool if we had their last match at WrestleForce.
Oh yeah.
Because we wrestled them so many times. It'd just be cool to give them their last match and have like the end, and then just end it that way. Not even the idea of stealing their moves, but then they decided to call it quits, and I was like, oh no, please let us have your last match. Let's wrestle one more time. They said no, but then it was fresh, and me and Kieron just finished up wrestling like as singles wrestlers for a bit. We weren't tagging for a while, and then we came back to wrestling, and we were like, what even is our tag team moves? And we talked over our old tag team moves. We were like, no, they don't really fit us anymore. Then as a joke, we were like at this one show, Jurassic Pro, we suggested doing the NRC's moves.
So and the Black Flag and the Gravedigger are the ones that stick out.
Yes, yeah. The Black Flag and the Gravedigger. We asked we just thought it would do it, and we did them and got it recorded. And we sent it to both Charlie Carter and O'Sheen. And I was just trying to think if he had a wrestling name for some reason.
O'Sheen Delaney.
That's it. O'Sheen Delaney. We sent it to him, being like, "We did your moves, boys." And then they were like, funny, but then in a serious note, you can just have them.
Yeah.
And we're like, "You sure?" Like we don't.
I like that you kept the names as well. You didn't decide that we'll do them, but we'll call them something else.
No, because we
Black Flag and Gravedigger.
Yeah, we just kind of stole it, and like they were cool names. Like there's no need to change them, and they fit us now. We were baby faces as good guys. We were. It was like at the time you could say they didn't really fit us, but we've kind of developed as a tag team and just become more us and more mugs, so to speak, muggish.
I love that the NIC, like speaking strictly from Purpose Wrestling perspective, that is, they've still got heat.
Yeah,
like years after they've stopped wrestling, and they had so much natural heat when they were wrestling. I've never seen heat like it, like instantly as well. But sometimes you hit the Black Flag in 2024, bearing in mind they retired 2 years ago, and so people shout "fuck the NIC."
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
I haven't seen Charlie since he left, but O'Sheen was at David's wedding, and I said, "Bro, you still got heat at Purpose?" He's like, "What do you mean?" And I told him that, and he found that really funny.
It is really funny. It is really funny. I don't know. I want to do it them when I'm done with wrestling. Just hang up the boots and disappear.
Yeah.
Just hang up. Or do it. If I did a company, I would never involve myself in it.
Or do an RJ and keep coming back.
No, I wouldn't come back. If I say I'm done, I'm done.
So you said about doing a bit of a singles run. You and Kieron both had absolute singles bangers in Purpose. So apart from those matches, you've only done tag, but you each had one singles match with us, and you had Dan Maloney.
Yes.
In what I was
I fulfilled a spot because Tristan Hart. Was it Tristan Hart?
Yeah, got injured.
Yeah.
Injured. So you're a last minute replacement, and you come out and have like maybe not even just the match of the night on that show, but like the match of the year for Purpose. Like, yeah, I'd put it in that. If you tell me to pick 5 matches, so I think it was 2022. That is on that list of the 5 matches for that year, and it would compete for being the best match. And this is a year where Michael and Nino had an absolute banger as well.
Yes.
And then the other match I was going to say was Michael and Kieron.
Yes,
was a banger.
Yes,
but that match that you had with Dan was like top level, man. Like, what were you feeling going into that, having been put in last minute? Were you nervous about it because Dan's obviously a name? And
I really never get nervous. I just get excited, and then I just get excited because I'm always like, oh, here's a chance to prove myself, and the fact that I can do these type of matches, and I just like working new people. I like picking people's brains. Even though Dan's a name, I'm really bad with knowing people. I'm really bad at my studying of the UK scene, or just the scene in general. So I knew who Dan Maloney was because I've seen him in other places, and I was just really excited. And then he's one of the best, if not the best in the UK scene, or was until he went to
Japan. Now he's a Bullet Club guy. The too sweet, brother. What I like about that as well, like, you seemed that match kind of bonded you two as a little friendship. Every time you saw each other, you were chatting away, having a laugh, and I don't recall you being too pally before. Have we had Dan at Purpose a few times before that?
No, we were not. Well, Dan Maloney's always a nice guy to talk to. He'll talk to people. He'll always say hello. He'll always say hello. He's nice. I like Dan. And then, because that he was just coming back from an injury, and he obviously, him being the known wrestler, me being the considered unknown wrestler, he was nervous. He didn't really know my stuff.
Yeah.
So I think he was a bit nervous and a tad bit not nervous, but being like, I don't want to get hurt. I'm like suffering right now. And then we had a good. Not only did that happened, I think we just kicked off. Our personalities ticked, so we just started taking the piss and not making jokes about random shit.
Yeah, well, I think it helps. Obviously, like he was like after one match in the ring with you, respect you as a wrestler straight away.
Yes.
Like not only did you come out and have this indie style banger where you looked like you were laying it in, but obviously you were safe, which obviously is a hard thing to do.
No, we laid it in. Yeah, I'm still feeling it now.
You were like 19 at the time. You can take it.
hey! All because we're young doesn't mean things don't hurt. All right.
It hurts in the moment, but you're better the next day.
No.
A 30-year-old, you know.
No. I weren't better the next day, actually.
There was a moment in that match, and I don't know if you'd planned it, spoke to it, but there's a moment where you fake out a kick, and you stop, and then you bow at him, and then you let him get up, and it really cemented. There's almost part of that cocky heel that you went on to be in that moment. Because you're the young guy, right? And there's Dan Maloney, established talent in front of you, big guy, also twice your size, or like muscular-wise anyway, like big dude. And you have a chance to kick him in the face, and instead of that, you mug him off completely.
Well, because I'm rather confident in my skills. I'm a martial artist. I've done 2 charity MMA matches and won them. I'm confident that I can defend myself, and converting that into wrestling also, I'm confident, and I'm fiery, I'm wiry. Don't get in my face because I'll bite your nose off. Like, I don't like, we're all trained athletes, right? There's personalities in wrestling that I'm not a fan of, especially when they're like, oh, I'm not the big, like I'm shy, or I'm like, they're nervous in the ring, and they kind of try and bring that personality across. I'm not the biggest fan of that. You're meant to be a trained athlete.
Yeah.
Where every wrestler's paid to be a show and at the show and to wrestle on the show, and I don't think that's hidden or not a telltale story part of wrestling, right?
Yeah.
When you're a champion, you get a wage bonus, right? Theoretically, you're the champion, here's your wage bonus. You lose your wage bonus if you lose the belt, so there's an incentive to also stay the champion. So that's the general as well. We're not only just fighting for their honour and pride, we're also fighting for money. Hence why MMA fighters fight for money. So then to then be there and be shy and be nervous and anxious, kind of like, why? Like, I know you can be intimidated by bigger wrestlers, but then also you wouldn't be put in this match if you're not good enough to wrestle that wrestler. I know there's mismatch matches, like Spike Dudley got put him in them all the time. But then even look at Spike Dudley. He was confident when he was in his matches, not really that nervous, unless if you're standing against Brock Lesnar. But I would be nervous standing against Brock Lesnar. That cocky attitude would disappear.
I just loved it. It's like a moment I got to call that as well.
Yeah.
So like I remember calling that this match is interesting because both of these guys are hotheads. You know, you both got short temper. And then you completely mugged him off, and I had to not laugh.
Well, he mugged me. He was mugging me off.
Yeah.
Every time he had a moment to flex on me, he did.
I think,
so,
in terms of purpose, and I can't talk for anywhere outside of purpose, but for you, in purpose, not just that match, but that moment, I think, cemented you for the Purpose fans.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think the Purpose Raffle cemented me and Kieron as a fan in the Purpose. You might not realise, for a while, me and Kieron were... Whenever me and Kieron wasn't booked on Purpose, we'd come down, show our faces, but then do the raffle to help sell raffle tickets and bring money towards Purpose for the charities that they've donated the raffle money to and everything, or whatever the money's gone to the raffle.
Sometimes to charity, sometimes just not losing money for the company. Purpose breaks even, brother. We don't do it for a profit.
It's a non-profit organisation. Yeah. You've just said it's a non-profit.
Well, in that it doesn't make any money.
No, but Purpose is a very... It's got a nice warm spot in my heart. But anyway, for the raffle, me and Kieron would go do the raffle ticket, and me and Kieron have got
bundles of energy.
Yeah, we're a bundle of laughs, I'd like to say, or we're both personality-based people, and we've done well with the raffle tickets, and we just got very consistently known for doing the raffle at Purpose, to the point when we made our entrances at raffle at Purpose, when we were eventually on the card, We got Raffle Boy chance. We were the Raffle Boys.
Do you remember that?
And we put it over. We were like, might as well put it over. It's something that they like us for. We get over for it. And it worked. Everybody was calling us the Raffle Boys. Not just the Purpose Faithful, but the people that came to the shows just got into it. We were high fly thingy based wrestlers. But I think, like you said, I've never really had the I've always had the attitude when it comes to the tag team of.
That's why you were teams with attitude then. Not
yes,
anymore,
we was the team with attitude. Yes, but we're not teams anymore.
No.
I'm 22. Kieron's 22. I wish we could just like do the Hardy Boys gimmick and just keep it because it was very marketable. TWA.
Yeah.
But
hey man, I'm in a chat group with you two for other things.
Yes.
I was trying to throw other things that TWA could stand for, and you guys didn't come with me.
no, we didn't want to keep it. It's just like it was a thing, and it worked with what it was. In my opinion, it worked with teams with attitude. It was made that way. That's what it was made for. COVID killed it because we came up with a name for it before COVID.
And then you come out of COVID and you were
And
19,
then we're like
20.
Yeah, 19, nearly 20. It had to go. And it just didn't feel right calling it anything else.
Yeah. Well, at Purpose, you were teams with attitude until this year, and you were 22.
Yes.
you know.
Well,
but that was
might
your
as well-
storyline, wasn't it? Though, so
Yeah.
you could like get annoyed with the company, you know.
Well,
Still
yes,
calling
I'm
it.
still annoyed with the company. There's no tag team titles, but we are being given blessing in a fatal four-way.
Hey, you were given a trophy and you smashed it. What are you talking about?
We weren't given a trophy. We won and earned the trophy.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. You could have brought that to the ring every time. So
No, but why do we need it? Why do we need that? A trophy that says Sunshine Machine on it.
It didn't. It said Combat Doubles Invitational. It didn't say
Well,
Sunshine Machine.
Okay, whose idea was the Combat Table?
That may have been TK and Mambo's. Yeah.
Exactly. A trophy that had been stained. The cum stain of Purpose Wrestling.
Wow.
TK and Mambo's cum stain of Purpose Wrestling is the Combat Doubles Invitational.
So,
are you doing it next year?
I don't know yet.
Better not.
I think we'll do.
Should do the Trew and Lacey Doubles Invitational.
There'll be a tag team title tournament before there's another word. Combat Doubles Invitational.
The tag team title mug.
Maybe we'll call them the Combat Doubles titles.
Don't you dare. You can keep them, otherwise.
So we're heading to FPW. What match you got today?
I'm in a scramble match for a number one contendership shot at the No Limits title, I believe.
Zero G.
Oh.
Unless they bring in another one.
No Limits is the Spinebuster title, isn't it?
Yes, I've not actually watched any of the Spinebuster stuff. I don't.
You have not watched my triple threat match against Harry Milligan and Tilly Rose?
I mean, that sounds fun. But no,
how dare you? You've not watched my singles match against Nita Vaughn?
I don't have the time, brother.
No, yeah, you got a baby. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Has the baby watched any wrestling yet?
Yeah, the baby came to Pro Wrestling Colossus.
Oh!
For his first ever wrestling
I am
show.
sad. I wish I was there. Your baby's the cutest.
Thanks, man. We got him some little ear defenders.
Oh.
He was strapped to me on the front in a carrier.
Awesome.
And he watched the show, was very enthralled with all the bright colours and loud noises. And then David Francisco came out and said he'd fight him. So, which I've got on.
Did he make him cry?
No, he didn't. He just stared at him.
Oh, yeah. No sell David Francisco.
My baby stared him out.
Yes, no sell David Francisco.
I might put that footage on here, on this clip now.
I'll fight a baby, I don't care. I'll fight a baby, I don't care.
My baby ain't coming to shows. Might do one or two, say hello, show face. Might get booked, but...
to be honest, I was going to save his first show till a lot later, but my friend lives in Margate. So we made like a whole day of it. My wife came.
That's awesome.
Took the baby.
Nice.
Yeah. So who's in the scramble?
It's me and my tag team partner, Kieron Lacey, the other half of Trew and Lacey, against the Flying Aces, but this is a scramble, so they're individual. So we've got Archie Cole, I believe.
Two of those kind of matches this month.
Yes.
Yeah, so you got Purpose, you got four-way with you and Kieron and TK
Me and Kieron are going to have a handshake. Because it's an elimination four-way, I believe.
Both of them number one contenders as well.
Yes. It's an elimination four-way match for the number one contendership for the Purpose Wrestling Championship. That I will be winning. Me and Kieron will have a handshake. When I win the Purpose belt, he will have a number one contendership.
Yeah. Well, on day of recording, it would either be against Nino or Alex Windsor then.
Nah. It'll be Nino Bryan. I believe in Nino Bryan. I believe in him. I need to wrestle him. I've wrestled him in other places, and we've had bangers, but no one sees it because it's Rumble Wrestling.
Bless Rumble.
Well, they don't market enough to the internet. He's got his fan base, which is in. He pulls numbers, but it's not visible. It's not visible enough.
So who's your like? Let's break this down. Obviously, you're in an established tag team.
Yeah.
Trew and Lacey. Who are your favourite tag team to face off against?
Oh, that's hard. That's hard. We love being.
You can name a few.
We love tearing their moveset apart and making it work for us, and how we can break their legs and make a wish with their legs.
Oh yeah, you guys doing the wishbone, that move is brutal.
Exactly, you know what I mean? Other people, me and Kieron are very basic with our moveset. Our moves are rather, they're effective.
I don't think you are. I think you have a core set of basic moves, and then you've got your impressive moves that you kind of sprinkle on top. You don't go super hard all the time. Well, you shouldn't do, because that'll fuck you, like your body and everything. But I wouldn't put you guys down as super basic. You've got a set of basic moves that works really well, and then you've got your garnish on top, which is your fucking Mark. You do an inverted senton, like flip senton. That move's cool as fuck.
I do an imploding senton off the middle rope, yes, but I never pull it out.
Shooting star press as well.
Yeah, I don't really like pulling that one out.
You missed it last night.
Yes, but then I hit it to finish the match.
I thought you were going to do a 450.
No, I don't do 450s. That's Keane Cameron's move. Or every other wrestler on the independent scene.
How? Go on. Give us some names. You've not actually given me a name yet. Who?
Tag team.
Just give us a few.
Tag teams.
You said you worked the NIC a lot. Did you obviously like working?
Oh, I loved working them. I wish they stuck it, because I feel like they could have been signed if they got their eyes on them.
You did one match against them on purpose as well.
Yes, we did. We lost that one, but they cheated to win, so that's not on our fault.
They always do. Always did.
Hey, don't you dare put mud on their name.
What about Sunshine Machine? I know you're slagging them off.
The greatest teams, Kieron Lacey, Sunshine Machine.
Go on, you know you love that song.
No, I hate it. I hate it. The fact that it got played in Callum Beck's car on the way to a show, I was disappointed. No, TK and Mambo. What can I say about TK and Mambo? Current Rev Pro Tag Team Champion, former Progress Tag Team Champions, and we've beaten them at your show. That's all I can say. We're 2-1 up. We're 2-1 up.
All right, then. You're not giving me any tag teams. I'm trying to. Apart from the NIC, go on. What singles matches? Who's?
Oh, I love singles wrestling. I don't do it enough.
I know you said you've had a history with Nino.
Yes, me and Nino Bryan have had a history of independent wrestling singles matches. And I will let you know who came out on top, because I currently do not know who's currently up top. But let's give credit where credit is due. Nino Bryan is an impeccable British wrestler. Impeccable. He's just chef's kiss.
I can't remember who it was against, because Nino's...
But when there's too many chefs, it ruins the broth. And Nino's ruined the broth right now as the Purpose Wrestling Champion.
He's too good, is he?
No. No.
I remember after a Purpose show, Nino had a banger, and I don't remember which banger it was because he's had so many. And everyone was praising him, and you literally come out back into the thing after the show and went, could everyone stop praising Nino?
He doesn't need it. He's got a big enough head as it is. Look at the size of it. Look at the size of his head. Right. Michael Oku he's the episode before me, and his head is reasonable. Right, it's decent size. But how's Nino Bryan's head bigger than Michael Oku's? How does that make sense? Michael Oku's going to be wrestling Matt Cardona.
He beat Matt Cardona last year.
Exactly. What? And he's not. And Nino Bryan's head's bigger. How?
Nino's the nicest guy. What are you talking about?
Well, no, he's not. He's the most egotistical man I've ever met in my life.
Oh, bless Nino. All the Bryans are lovely. All the Bryans are lovely.
Leland's worse. Leland's worse. Xander's the best Bryan.
What about...
Xander's the best Bryan.
What about Neil and Ann?
They're my mum and dad. I'm an undercover Bryan.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that.
I'm an undercover Bryant.
Who else apart from Nino? Who's? Oh, you got go on, do your little hand rub.
That's
Who else?
their hand
That's
rub.
what I mean. Yeah.
I'm
the
a
Bryant.
Bryant. It's the Bryant hand rub.
Who else?
Speaking of Bryant, he's just how dare he? Yeah, how dare he like my post? See, you see the ego, guys.
Who else apart from Nino? If you think
Oh,
have good
singles.
chemistry with? Singles.
I need to think. This is hard questions. Kieron Lacey, me and him have had very good singles matches. We've had a no DQ match at WrestleForce on WrestleForce TV. Check it out.
I'll put the link in the description.
Yes, it's the best. It's a really. It ended our feud that we had and this is when the Dead Sands boys came to WrestleForce.
Oh, I love Jay Josh. I miss him.
Joshua.
I haven't seen him around a lot.
He's a great guy. I'd love to have a singles match against him.
Yeah, he can pull out bangers, man. That boy. Have you wrestled Mills much? I can imagine you two.
We've had a match or two.
Yeah. You wrestled Oku in singles?
Yes, at WrestleForce for the first time. We've only ever had one singles.
What about David?
No, I've never had a good match with David Francis.
Really?
I've never had a good match with David.
I can imagine you two working well together.
No, we don't work well together at all. Dave Francisco, this is an official challenge for purpose.
Maybe you'll be better on the same side, eh?
No, we're not teaming. What? If he gets us the tag team titles quicker, sure. And he bestows them upon us. Like the real champions that we are. We're tag team champions of everywhere that we go, except Rev Pro currently. I'm not going to tell you what we're going to do to them bloody idiots. Sunshine Machine.
I love that your feud with Sunshine Machine isn't...
It's everywhere.
It isn't focused in one promotion, man.
You could say it's destination everywhere.
Wrong guys, but yes.
No, it's not. They're all friends. I see Mills and TKB friends. They've tagged that bloody Riot Cabaret.
Sunshine Mill Sheen.
That's disgusting. How dare they? Do they think they're funny? The best one they've ever done is Sunshine Machine.
Sunshine Machine, yeah.
That's the best one. That's the only one.
That's a Rev Pro one, isn't it?
Bobby Davies. A match. You've got one match. The main event of Purpose Wrestling. You can book anybody you want to. Anyone.
Like
UK scene.
Worldwide. Oh,
you can do worldwide if you want to do worldwide. That's more fun actually. Worldwide. Anybody.
No, let's make this more specific. Who do I want Mark Trew to have a singles match with at Purpose? Main event. Who do we get in? Who do we like? Let's talk realistically. Let's not say let's give you Finn Balor, because that would be a banger, but that ain't happening, right? Like,
no, that ain't happening yet.
Yeah. Let's think. I'd honestly, and you say you wrestled him a couple of times. I can if we gave if you and Mills had 25 minutes main event, I can imagine there aren't going to be many better matches. Like
me and Mills could tear the house down.
Yeah.
And then rebuild it, and then say it's the M&M house.
Yeah, you and Danny Black. I can see that being.
We've had a rounds match at Rumble. That was fun. We've had more than one round match at Rumble. Actually.
Honestly, though, in terms of realistic matches that could happen, you and Brian, and you could be number one contender by the time this comes out.
I will be. There's. Where's the belief, Bobby Davies?
Right.
Where's the belief?
It's a four-way match, and if TK Cooper headbutts you, you're done.
Well, I'm a headbutt messiah myself. I think. My springboard headbutt is the most unique move in British wrestling.
You know what? I
actually.
And using it to break up pins, man.
Yes.
I agree, man. I love your springboard head. I also love when you nearly killed Isaac Murray.
He deserved it.
When he was posing on the stage and you wiped that bastard out.
He deserved it. He deserved it. And he's at the next show.
He is. Yeah.
I might just do it again. He's City Sovereigns. But I like Kieron Cameron. Do you know what? Give me Kieron Cameron. That's a fun match. I love working Kieron Cameron.
I imagine that would be a banger as well. Yeah. What about if you could dream opponent, no limits, Mark Trew? Let's start with any dream opponent, but like alive. I know I'm sure if you could, Eddie Guerrero.
Oh mate, I'd wrestle my socks off.
But dream opponent, you go to AEW, you go to WWE, you go to New Japan, you're going to Noah. I mean, it could be someone to Noah. There's great talent in Noah.
Yes. WWE, there's so many good talent. There's so much.
They're on a high right now as well.
Yeah, there's so much. There's so much everywhere, my friend. There's so much. I don't watch the AEW product, but I'd love Dante Martin.
Oh yeah, I mean, you got close, didn't you? I mean, he has wrestled for Rev Pro.
I have wrestled
recently.
Dante Martin in a 6-man tag. Me, Kieran, and Will Caven versus Leo Rush. Leo Rush would be fun. Leo Rush, Dante Martin, and Cameron Kai in a 6-man tag. I've wrestled them. They cheated to win, of course.
Everyone does, don't they, Mark?
Yes. How dare they break up the pin? They're not allowed. You're the illegal man.
You've never done that, have you?
I've never done that in my life. I don't hit the wrestler. I hit the referee. That ain't illegal. There's nothing in the rule book saying I can't do that.
I think there is.
Hey, did he call the match off after I did it? No, because he couldn't.
Couldn't remember who did it.
Yeah, exactly. You think smart, not hard.
Who's your we're talking like up and coming UK talent, British talent? Who are you keeping an eye on?
Who am I keeping an eye on? There's so many people to keep an eye on. It's hard because what do you consider up and coming?
I mean, there's a lot of guys. You know, you wrestle a lot. You'd say you probably call that your home, right? Your home promotion would be Wrestle Force. There's guys now that I've still not seen much of, but I've heard good things. So you Callum Beck, Kean's getting his name out there.
Isaac Blair's really good.
Isaac.
Raymond O'Reilly is decent.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe how young Raymond was when I was told. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Raymond, it's got to be. Everybody loves Raymond.
I filmed the Tonbridge show.
Yes.
Right, Raymond's there getting beaten the piss out of by Hakan, and in the background you can just see Raymond's mum smiling still.
Yes.
I don't know why.
Because she knows he deserves it. That's what you get for not tidying up your room properly.
Get Hakan beating you up.
Why is there another empty bowl in the flipping sink? That's it. I'm not going to ground you. I'm not going to take your consoles away. I'm going to put Hakan on your ass.
We're nearly there. 8 minutes from the venue for FPW.
Yes.
What's coming up? You said you're going to Noah. You said anything else coming up for Mark Trew or Mark Trew and Kieron Lacey 2025?
Mate, we're catching the waves and see what's flying at our way. We're just very busy. The definition of busy and open. We're keeping our books open. We ain't hurt. We don't want to miss any opportunity that comes up. And what is an opportunity? We don't know. You never know in wrestling. Someone could randomly be watching a Wrestle Force show and important, and they could like us, for example.
So how did you get? That's a good point. I never could go to jump backwards a bit. How did you get Rev Pro in Progress? How did they? I consider those two the two biggest promotions in this country, right?
Yes, they are, in my opinion.
How did that come about that you were booked for them? Did Andy Quilden just reach out, or what you saw?
As you've said, when we and Kieran were coming up and learning off of Michael Mills and David, they got to Rev Pro before us, and had been for a while. So they, when it comes to suggestions, they were just always a tag team. We were always just a tag team that got suggested. Just forever suggested, and they were kept suggesting us because we just kept getting better. And then Michael was like, "No, you got to book these boys." And Spike Trevay was doing the same way to Progress, and Dan Maloney was suggesting me for Progress. And then, but then Rev Pro got us first for the tag league.
So what you're saying is, it's thanks to all your work at purpose.
Hey, yes.
That's cool.
Hey, you could have booked us and we could have had terrible matches. Just saying.
You know what?
Velocities was a real fun tag team match, actually.
You guys, I was literally about to say the same thing. You guys and Velocities fucking tore the house down. Another match that, this is a card that's got Mike Loku headlining, if I remember rightly.
Yes.
And you guys go out and go, it's not guaranteed that Mike Loku's going to have the banger of the show. Let's fucking tear the house down.
Yes. Well, if you're looking into a match, right, and seeing, if you walk backstage and you see the great talent on the match card, and you're thinking, they're just going to have the match of the night, we'll just have an easy one, then what's the point? Just go there and have fun and put the best match on you can, to the limits, of course. There is thingies. There is.
I'd love to have the Velocities back. Like, you were face then, wasn't you? I'd love to have them back with you guys being who you are now.
Yes. And them lose, and us retain the Purpose Wrestling Tag Team Championships, of course.
We're here, Mark. We are at
here.
Shorten Boys Sports College. I think that's what it's called. And thanks for
thank you very
coming
much.
on. It's good. I didn't tell you the name. Making Towns.
Yes, Making Towns.
Yes.
Catch us on Spotify, Apple Premium,
And YouTube.
Like,
share, subscribe, all that stuff. Yeah.
Subscribe.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Making Towns, and thank you to the unbreakable Mark Trew for being on my second ever episode. As some of you may know, Mark Trew is now the Purpose Wrestling Championship #1 contender. And you can come see his match with Ian O'Brien in March in the library for Purpose Wrestling. If you want to follow Mark on socials, you can follow him on Instagram at Mark_Trew, PW01, Trew spelled TREW. If you want to follow Making Towns, we are at Making Towns Pod on Instagram and at makingtownspod.bsky.social on Blue Sky. I also co-run Purpose Wrestling. We run every month in Wimbledon in London. You can follow Purpose at Purpose Wrestling on Instagram, at WrestlePurpose on X, and at purposewrestling.bsky.social on Blue Sky. I also have another podcast called Cult Classic Society, all about pop culture, and even a side series about Doctor Who where me and my buddy Tim go over every episode of Doctor Who. You can find the socials for that at CC Society Pod on Instagram and at ccsocietypod.bsky.social on Blue Sky. And if you want to follow me, I am at bdavies_creative on Instagram and at bdavies-creative on Blue Sky. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Making Towns. My guest next time was going to be David Francisco, but then I remembered, thanks to Mark Trew, that he tried to fight my baby. So actually, I'm not going to have David. I'm going to have Amira Blair on the show, talking all about moving over to the UK, to London, meeting Michael Oku and her journey through professional wrestling. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.